All right. Hey, gang, what is going on? Happy Saturday night to the 161 River Ave Mafia. What is going on, everybody? Hope you all had a great week and are enjoying a nice weekend. And again, happy holidays to everybody. Who do we have in here? We got Hayden Bear in the house. What's up? Raven, Four Trains in the house. Aiden's in the house. Aaron Bum's in the house. What is good? Again, Raven, Junior B. JD Martinez, Junior B. JD Martinez, formerly of the Red Sox, signed a 1-year, $10 million contract with the Dodgers today. Texas Buckeye, well, my friend, how are you? How are you? Drake Backstage is in the house. What's up, my man? Yeah, who else do we have in here? Who else do we have? Jonathan's in the house. What is good, everybody? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Yes, indeed. Who else? Hirsch is in the house. How you doing, my friend? What's going on? What else we have here? All right. And welcome, everybody, by the way. Hope you enjoyed a nice weekend. Got some baseball talk. We had a lot more moves happen this past week. Everything from our favorite, Carlos Rodon, to the Yankees. Giovanni Ortiz, what is good? Chris Schmidt, what's up? The Cat. What is happening, the Cat? Ian Hawaiian, what's up, my man? Steve Levine's in the house. Alvin's here. What's up? Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Mike Lisa, what is good, man? Thank you. Jake Boss, what's happening? Mike Pellegrino. Anthony Lapari, what's up, gang? All right. Gerald Montagna, what's up? Man, we got the crew up in here. Lorenzo's my man. What's going on? Yeah. Smash that like button for those of you who haven't done yet. Vega's in the house. Mark Teamaker's in the house. What is good? 500 likes tonight would be crazy. 500 likes would be nuts. I'll never be offended at that. Never be offended. Fritz Walker's in there. Walter's in the house. Aaron Blum. All right. So, gang. JD Martinez signed with the Dodgers today. 1 year, $10 million. Dansby Swanson, for those of you that haven't heard. The Cubs, 7 years, $177 million. And that's so much speculation about what the Yankees should do for left field. So give us your feedback, everybody. Let's see what we got. Okay? Let's see what we got. Feedback. What's everybody's first pick and even second pick for left field? How do the Yankees solve this problem? Theoretically, that would be nice, Sean, but I think Ketel Marte is playing second base now. He had leg issues when he was playing in the outfield, so they pretty much kept him in the infield now. And I think second base is his position, so I'm not sure that they would do that towards. It's going to cost some packages. Some prospect packages and some things. It's going to cost some things. Texas Buckeye, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Generosity is always greatly appreciated, my friend. Ray Estrada. Red Sox. Yeah, Red Sox DFA, Eric Hosmer. Yes, indeed. Alec Thomas hit 3. Yeah, that's all great and all, but you have to do it in the majors as well. There's generally a learning curve, and it's bigger in the major leagues than it is anywhere else as you move up in the minor league, level. So, but if you do that, then you're in good shape. So, Reynolds is still my first pick. Scungeli, what's up, man? How you been? Long time, man. Been good, bro. Been good. Max Muncy at Dodgers. I don't know if the Dodgers will take Stanton or not. It's one of the few teams that he said would waive his no trade clause, and he still has a full no trade. So, but it looks like they're bargain bin hunting right now, like with JD and Jason Hayward, who they signed last week. They're trying to stay under the threshold so they can go get Shohei Ohtani. They're going to make a big bid for him next offseason, I think. So I really do think that, unless the Angels lock him up, which I'm not exactly sure they're going to be able to do, even with the new ownership. But we'll see what the new ownership is all about, What's the best road to 40? What do you mean, Texas Buckeye? AJ Chen, how are you? Doing well, buddy. How are you? The best road to 40. Drawing a blank. Boris won at 7 years, 210. Yeah, no, exactly. He had a lack of options, and listen, it looks like Cashman painted him into a corner. Cashman knew that and didn't have any other any other offers. So, 40-man roster. Okay. Best bet. I mean, if I could see two guys automatically being DFA'd or something, it's probably going to be Albert Abreu and Estevan Florio. But I think they're going to make some trades to any trade that they make for like one of these good left fielders. It's probably going to be 4-for-1 or 5-for-2 or something like that. So they'll be able to, I think, knock out this 40-man roster, I think, pretty quickly. So they're 43 right now, Texas. So, and yeah, I think I don't see many 1-for-1 trades. I just don't. Even like a Brian Reynolds, it's probably going to cost 4 guys to get him, and 3 of which are probably going to be on the 40-man. So, I mean, it's a relatively doable thing, and they'll be able to do it one way or another. So, what would Ohtani do here? Pitch, and I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. Ohtani to New York. River, what's your opinion on Kate Tillman? He's okay, but he's had some leg injuries, so he did fall off. He's a switch hitter. He's got some ability, but I would choose one of those younger, dynamic outfielders. I mean, I really, really would over Kate Marte at this point. That's what I would do. What else we got here? Pirates have said that, yeah, but that's how they get people to up their price too. If they get an offer they can't refuse, they'll move him. He could have overruled Boris too, yeah. And I don't think anybody was going to go to 7 years, 210. They would have done it, and Boris would have been able to extract that. And and Boris is also good at reading the market, so he probably saw that, hey, this isn't going to happen. So let's get what we got. And he still got $162 million. So, they got a good deal, I think. So both sides got a good deal here, and I'm happy for that. Really, yeah. Dominguez, Torres, Florial, and Schmidt for Reynolds. I mean, I would do that. You probably have to eat some of Torres' contract, Mark, only because he makes more than Reynolds does, and I'm not sure if Pittsburgh wants to add salary or add payroll, but you never know. I'd rather a guy like Jake McCarthy or Dalton Varsho over on Michael Brantley. Yeah, I don't want a stopgap, and we have way too many stopgaps. Way too many. No. My whole family, my immediate family, Yankee fans, but my wife is a Phillies fan. So, yeah, yeah, I would eat some of it, Mark. No doubt about it. I'm not sure if the Yankees want to add much more payroll now that they're at. I mean, they're just below the Cohen threshold. So, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I really am. I'm interested to see. But the Yankees, yeah, I'm pretty pumped about them getting Rodon too. Yeah, Varshall's more of a power dude. What's up, Angel? I would take either one in all honesty. Montez, Hicks, and Dominguez for rounds. I don't think they're going to take that one, T. Drake. I would do it, but I don't think they're going to take it. I saw some of the Colts-Vikings game, so I didn't see all of it. Yeah, too many stopgaps, man. Too many stopgaps. Well, why would they trade for Kepler and Arias? Doesn't make any sense. They both play the same position. So it wouldn't make any sense to trade to take one guy and the other. I can't see the Twins doing that. A Russia swap for Hicks. yeah, Hirsch. No doubt about it. Big Red Sox fan. All right, what's up, Red Sox fan? Jeffrey, Jamestown Baseball Commissioner. What's up? Fans of all teams are welcome here. You might get ribbed a little bit, but that's all in good fun. Good, we have a good group of people here, so don't worry. Yeah, I mean, a nice bat, a nice contact hitting from the left-handed side would be ideal. Would be ideal. So, yeah, I mean, could you imagine that? Um, that would cost a fortune, AJ Chen. But I'm curious to see what kind of trade Cashman comes up. But he always comes up with stuff that we never thought of. So, and we haven't really. And when things are quiet, he's lurking in the weeds right now. So, um, you know, lurking in the weeds. Appreciate that text, Buck. I punched that like button if you haven't done that yet. Just like you're beating the Red Sox in the teeth. I love it. Love it. Tell Stan to play left for a bunch of games, and I don't think they made it. They offered um, uh, Volpe, Dominguez, and Peraza and more, and Angels said no at the deadline last year. So no way I'm doing it for less than a season of Ohtani. No way. I don't think he's coming. I think he's going to stay on the West Coast. I think he's going to go to the Dodgers. I'd be surprised if he came east. Castillo should be forbidden to trade with the Twins. Yeah, no kidding. But I mean, see, I could see Stanton playing, once or twice a week in the outfield. I think it's better for him. Seems to hit better when he plays in the outfield. So, and again, with one day off every week, I would give him, I would give Judge, and I would just give them. They're big dudes. I would give them one day off every single week, even if they're on a heater. Doesn't matter. I give them the regular rest day. I don't want to see these guys overdoing it and then getting injured and then missing these guys for 20, 30 games. It's just not ideal. And they are trying to get rid of Hicks and Donaldson. But I think that to me is probably going to be an end of the offseason thing when most of the moves and most of the players in these positions are gone. And they're like, okay, we're going to have to look at these guys now. And then at that point, I think the Yankees will still have to eat salary and probably attach a prospect to any one of these guys to make a trade. I think it'll be easier to move Hicks than Donaldson, that's for sure. But we'll see. Braves don't need a shortstop. They have Grisham. True. Yeah, JD Martinez came from, was it Arizona? Yep. Yeah, Cashman's sneaky, man. He's sneaky. Rodon can be our new end. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Yeah, if they do move Donaldson, they'll have to eat a chunk of his contract. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. More than 50%. But, some salary relief is better than no salary relief. As you have a more productive player there, then I do not think they trade for Arias. This guy's another one like the flavor of the week. People talking about him and Max Kepler. I don't see the point. Arias, batting title. If they trade for one of them, it's probably Arias before Kepler. What if he goes? What if who goes to Seattle, Mark? What if who goes to Seattle? I'm curious to know. And we do need more contact hitting from the left-handed side. Somebody who can run, and Nah, at this point, Rusty, I don't think so. We got Rodon. I don't see the point now in trading for like a number 4, number 3, or number 4. Doesn't make any sense. They need a left. Pitching didn't let them down, and their pitching got better. So their offense was completely shut down this offseason. So we need a bat and a good one. Yeah, offense just crushed us. Absolutely crushed us. So, and I think so too, Drake. I think he goes later in the offseason, like right before spring training or something like that. So, and Bauer, they can't even swap. He's suspended and he's banned from baseball for the next 2 years. I'm not exactly sure you can trade somebody who's suspended. Anyway, and it doesn't really matter whether they trade him or not. The Yankees would never eat Bauer's contract and have him never play any games. So that would be crazy. This big deal, yeah, Billy, what's up, my man? With this big deal that apparently the Yankees are working on, we don't know what it is, but we're hearing more and more people, whether it's Dalton Varsho or Jake McCarthy or Alec Thomas or Brian Reynolds, and I even brought up earlier somebody like Eloy Jimenez from the White Sox. He's not a lefty, but and a young dynamic player with controllable years. And if there's a chance you could possibly pry away Aaron Bummer for the bullpen too, you could do a multiplayer trade. And like I said, Bummer and Jimenez would not cost as much as Reynolds and Bednar, but it would still accomplish the same goal for the Yankees: get that reliever and get that controllable outfielder for the left field. So, you know, Tatis to Atlanta. I mean, I'm not exactly sure Atlanta's going to do that. But the big deal might be Brian Reynolds. He would be the guy. He'd be the guy. But, yeah, Jake Bowers. I did a video on a bunch of guys the Yankees signed. They signed like 5 guys. Mostly minor league contracts with an invite to spring training. So, I mean, there's a chance they could make it if they play well and pitch well. And but their depth is going to be, very thin in terms of, well, not depth, but people's ability to, to penetrate this 40 man is going to be very tough. Very tough. Yeah, Conforto played in New York, and he played there well. Yeah, 200 likes would be phenomenal. I have no idea how many likes we have now. We got 251 people in here. It'd be awesome if we get 200. Eloy can play left field. He can play left field, Tanya. Just signed Benintendi. Reynolds doesn't strike out that much. Not a ton. 89 likes. Okay. Let's try to get to 150 likes in like the next 5 minutes if we can. Smash that like button if you haven't yet. I'll give you guys in if you don't mind. 91. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to pull up Brian Reynolds. And let's see. Could you see Gleyber going to the Diamondback? I don't know because they have Ketel Marte. I think he plays second there. So, I don't know. Yeah, the Yankees offered him 4 years, $64 million. So, they offered him actually 16 per year, and he didn't take it. So, should MLB games have a halftime breaking? Nah. I don't think so, Anthony. It wouldn't make any sense. Alec Thomas, DJ LeMahieu, Judge, Rizzo, Stanton, Torres, Bader, Trevino, something like that. Gerald, something like that. How much would Jazz cost for Miami? Well, they're going to ask for Volpe. And they'll, Peraza, the main guy. They're going to ask for a lot for Jazz Chisholm. Cedric Mullins and Felix Bautista. Well, I'm not sure. I mean, Cedric Mullins theoretically would be nice, but I'm not moving Harrison Bader, who's a better center fielder than Cedric Mullins. Cedric Mullins would have to play left field, and I would do that. I'm not exactly sure the Baltimore is going to trade him within the division. Brian Reynolds has on a strikeout machine or anything like that. So, but I mean, it's an intriguing proposal, Austin Parker. Who do you think they should give up for these guys? If they get Reynolds, I'd still get I mean, it's probably going to be a similar package to get either one. So I'm not exactly sure they would get both. I mean, it would be nice, but I would see what they can do. But yeah, Reynolds is my first guy, and then Mike McCarthy. Those Arizona guys are behind him for me. So trade Gleyber. I think Gleyber will get traded. I'm guessing probably for a good reliever, but we'll see. All right, 118 likes. All right. This team in general, Baron, Donaldson, Price thing is going to be Reynolds. And yeah, I mean, Donaldson, gotta go. He's going to cost a ton, Aiden. Jazz. It's going to cost a ton. Arias Campoy. Yeah, exactly, Hirsch. Exactly. Andrew Chafin. I mean, you got to trade for Soto. You can sign for Chafin in free agency. I would be fine with either. They're both good. Mullins to left field is nice, but Orioles want a haul unless we get lucky. Yeah, they're going to get a haul for Mullins. At least the same type of package that Brian Reynolds will get. So, yeah, it turned out to be a win trade, the Montgomery and Bader. Now we've upgraded from Montgomery to Rodon, so we're okay. We're okay. What I think of this trade, Gleyber for Liam Hendricks. I don't see I don't think Liam Hendricks. I think they need a reliever from the left-handed side, personally. That's why, I mean, Glaber for Aaron Bummer. I would take Bummer over Hendricks from the White Sox. He's got multiple controllable years too, Bummer, on the cheap. So he's a guy I would take over Liam Hendricks, just personally. Would I trade for Reynolds? I would start a package with Dominguez. Okay, Dominguez and probably Davey. I would add Florial. I would add probably either Erison Pereira or, probably it's going to be 2 top 5s to get them, and then a couple other pieces. So, and it would be worth it, at least in my opinion. So, Pollock or Brantley. Neither one of them, Raven. I wouldn't go with either one. I think we need to go youth. We need to get younger here and more dynamic, more contact hitting, more speed. So I wouldn't go. David Robertson is off the board. He signed with the Mets, Aiden. Ian Happ would be decent. He wouldn't cost the haul either because he's got his final year here before free agency. So he's an option too that they can consider. But another lefty contact bat. Reynolds is a switch hitter, so he would be a perfect. I mean, Profar is okay. He's a free agent, so he wouldn't cost a ton. But there are other guys I would pick ahead of him. But if we had to settle for Profar, John, I wouldn't be that upset. So, yeah, at this point, Profar or Gamble, like Chicken Palm, and Conforto will probably be the guys in free agency to look at. So, but I think if you want to maximize the value, it's going to have to be in a trade to get as big of an upgrade as possible in the outfield. So, do I think Hicks will have a bounce back in? I don't know. I can't really tell. Well, first off, he's not potentially Trout and Mantle. If he was, he'd be in the major leagues already. Okay. He's been passed by his own prospects on his team. And I don't go by potentially Trout. Do you have any idea how good he needs to be close to these guys? I'm talking Mickey Mantle and Mike Trout. So I don't care what anybody says. Potentially Trout. And this is somebody overhyping him. Unfortunately, he came with this hype, but he got signed when he was like 17 or 16, and he's still hasn't progressed. He's in Double-A now. If he were these guys, he'd be much further up. I mean, Trout made the majors, I think he was 20th or something like that. A-Rod when he was 18. Like, he needs to progress at that rate in order to even talk about Trout and Mantle. So that's why I would trade him, because he's not Trout or Mantle. So that's I mean, I think it's an unfair comparison. And I don't go by what other people say anyway. He'd be further along if he was Trout or Mantle, in my opinion. They could trade and sign a hat that we're going to trade. Yeah, we have to extend them. Gary Sanchez, yeah, no hard pass on Sanchez. We don't need a catcher now. Profar can be sort of a model. Yeah, maybe. Prove it deal, short deal for Conforto. Yeah, I mean, I personally would rather trade for Brian Reynolds or one of the Diamondback outfielders. I'd rather take the young, youth, controllable years over a guy that may get hurt again. And then we lost the opportunity to trade for guys that could be a long time. I don't think it's worth it personally. House time, Brent. I stand by Arias and Kepler. I mean, if you're gonna take one of them, it's got to be Arias. I don't see the point in taking Kepler. I appreciate that again. Thank you so much, Texas Buckeye. Yeah, smash that like. Let's get to 200 likes if we can. We got almost 300 people in here, so we appreciate the likes. Arias. I mean, again, he had this one pretty good year, won the batting title and everything. But if you're gonna take one of the guys from the Twins, he's probably the guy to get. And one of these guys are expendable now that they've signed Joey Gallo, but I don't know if Arias is available. So Dominguez is still young, plus he had a COVID year. Everybody had a COVID year, but Volpe kept shooting up despite the COVID year. Peraza, Cabrera, So yeah, he's young. He's young, but he also has hustle problems and things like that. And I hope it turns out. I mean, it's super high ceiling, but I don't think comparing him to Trout, who's the best player in baseball, or Mantle is one of the greatest players of all time, is a fair comparison for a guy that hasn't even made it above Double A yet. That to me is way too much hype. So, I mean, again, if he was that level, he'd be better than Brian Reynolds right now, but he's not. It's not even close. So it's one reason I would trade him for Brian Reynolds. So McCarthy and Varsho. I don't Varsho. I think it is Angel. I think. IKF, Austin Wells, Volpe, Spencer Jones, Clayton Beater, Burrito Montez for Dalton and Zach. I would not do that, Ghost Rider. I don't think Volpe's going for anybody. I mean, he would have gone for Soto or Otani, but not for Dalton Varsho. But crazier things have happened. They would probably move Oswald Peraza before they moved Volpe in a trade like this. But Dalton Varsho and Zach Gallen, that would be a blockbuster. Spencer Jones, I would be hesitant to move on to. But I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. That's for sure. Ghost Rider. I like the trade proposal though. And Beater, I would be hesitant too, man. He looks like he's got a good looking pitcher right there. Gallen might actually put a good news. Yeah, he might, Rusty. He very well might. And he's in a low pressure environment over in Minnesota. He doesn't have to worry about being afraid to leave his apartment like he was in New York. So, yeah, I mean, Benintendi, I think they're going to do better than it anyway for the left field. So, he signed with the White Sox. I wish him well. If he didn't want to be here, then it is what it is. Well, this is true, but again, in Dominguez's defense, he didn't miss it by choice. I mean, COVID season was wiped out altogether in the minors, so and that was unfortunate. I mean, it strapped everybody of a year's worth of development, unfortunately, which sucks. Thankfully, we're at that point now. Thankfully, we have baseball again. No, I would be surprised if they're not done. They've even said they're not done. So Whitlock would be nice, but he's in Boston. Boston's not trading one of their top relievers to the Yankees. I can't see that one, Aiden. That would be crazy. Texas Buckeye, man, dude. McCarthy could be Varsho, could be Alec Thomas. Like, it's going to be really interesting to see who they can get. But personally, I would take Reynolds over Varsho right now because I think he's further along, approaching his prime. And if we want to maximize the prime years of our biggest contract guys, then we need somebody who's going to come in and immediately contribute. So, but I do like Varsho's versatility. He can catch and play the outfield. I don't know many people can do that. I mean, I can't even count him on one hand. So, it's but I would still go with Brian Reynolds. Neil Cruz is huge, Vega, 420. Huge. Yankees have Cabrera and Florial. I think Florial is going to get DFA'd or probably moved in a trade. Cabrera, I think he'll be a utility guy. I can't see Cabrera being a starting left fielder just yet. He got exposed by good pitching in the postseason. So, Yuro. Shabbat shalom, buddy. Shalom. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's the other thing. Florian had issues hitting at a major league level, and he's got to fix that. No, Cabrera's not untouchable. Yeah, Florian, I agree, Fortran. I think he's likely going to get moved too. That's a depth piece or something. It's part of a trade. Like Kepler is a fourth outfielder. I mean, Theoretically, fourth outfield would be nice, but I think he's going to want a full-time job. I think. So, Udall, man, take care of the missus, man. My wife and I both had it about a month ago for the first time. It was not fun. So we caught it at a wedding. Yankees go after bullpen pieces. Yeah, I still think they're going to bring in one more reliever. Trade for Michael Taylor. But he's a center fielder, Vega. But again, center fielders can go over to corner positions easier than the other way around. So, how many players need to be DFA to get down 43? We're at 43 right now. They have to make room for Rodon, Junior Fernandez, and Tommy Kahnle. So, and again, if you trade for 81 of these guys, it's going to be a multi. Like the Yankees will give up 5 guys for 1 or 2 in return. So they'll be able to handle the 40-man roster thing pretty easily, actually. So Vikings Colts, a huge comeback, right? Yeah, I mean, Kepler's offensive stats are similar to Hicks, so I worry about him. So Junior, he's already on the 40-man, Aaron. They've already put him on there if you look at it. So the only Gardner coming back to the same is Danny Cunningham. Siciliano, what is good? Yeah, we're 3 over 40 on the 40-man. What's good, Siciliano? I wouldn't be surprised if he got like 3 years, 21 million, but I think he would be worth it. He's nasty from the left-handed side. Nasty. If no trade happens, who would I DFA? Probably Albert Abreu, Estevan Florial, and I'm not sure. I have to go and look, but those 2 guys for sure. Why not Brantley? I mean, those guys are options to consider, but I'm not considering before trading for these guys. Those are options on the bottom of the list, not on the top, at least for me. Need to get younger and more dynamic. Appreciate that, Dev. Thank you. Appreciate the kind words always. Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to try and honestly trade Hicks first so they can get somebody to assume some of the money. Because if you DFA him and then just release him, they have to eat the entire contract. So, and I think they've shown to be kind of allergic to eating contract money. So I think they're going to try and trade for him first before they even consider DFAing him, especially with 3 years left. Chapman, he can get the step and he can go have fun playing wherever you're playing, man. Aroldis Chapman. Judge, Rodon, Kahnle, Alyssa, 40-man. I guess because the physical. Yeah, well, that's the physicals, yes. Everybody's good. Some of the girls just have a little bit of basic cold, but they get that all the time from school anyway, Udall. But thanks for asking. I hope you and your family are doing well too. Please be safe. Please be safe. Yeah, let's see if we can get to 200 likes. We have 292 people in here. Would I grab him as a stock? I would if the trades I tried to make didn't work out. I'm trying to trade first, and then if these guys are still available, then I'll do it. But not before trading for these guys. No. Japanese League. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I proposed this actually. I proposed Gleyber Torres and another player over to the Tigers for Gregory Soto. Torres is good friends with Javi Baez, and they need a second baseman. So, I think it would be a wise move to try to get Gregory Soto on the left-handed side. He's got controllable years left too, so and a pretty good arm. And you add, he's had some control problems, but I think Matt Blake can work with him and do something good. So, he's definitely a guy I would be looking at. No doubt about it, Masick. Oh, Chicken Parm proposed something here. What did Chicken Parm propose? Hicks might go to Washington, but Yankees would have to include Cabrera. I mean, What would they be getting back is the question, Chicken Palm. I don't know how accurate that is. There's a whole bunch of different talks, Andre, about Yankees being in on Arizona Diamondbacks or Twins outfielders or Brian Reynolds for left field. That the next move is going to be for a left fielder and possibly left fielder and a reliever or two separate moves. So, there's a couple. There's like three: Alec Thomas, Dalton Varsho, and Jake McCarthy available from Arizona. They have additional depth or surplus of outfielders, so they need to move one of them or two of them. So, Brian Reynolds is the big guy out there that has to be traded. He needs to start with 3 years of control left. And then you have a couple other guys, Max Kepler, and people are talking about Luis Arias now. But I haven't heard the Twins make him available in a trade yet. So it's going to be really interesting, Andre. But if a trade happens, I'm going to do a video on it immediately. So that thing, that's a vacuum. Aaron, that's a vacuum. That's a it does look like a rifle. It's a Dyson vacuum. Oh. Joey Gallo was the first MLB to hit 100 home runs, 400 singles. Wow. I didn't know that. Cool. Ben G saying Brantley or Reynolds. It's no question in my mind, Brian Reynolds. They say that, Udall, but then, somebody also said unless they're blown away, they will move him if somebody gives him an offer they can't refuse. He's their star player and he has to be traded. So he will pressure them until they trade him. It makes no point to keep him malcontent when they're unhappy and has to be traded, especially if they become less productive. It's just going to hurt the team. So, and his value is at an all-time high, so it makes sense to move him. So, yeah, Cashman does a lot of midnight deals. Yes, he does. Lots of them. Lots of them. Yeah, Ian Happ is a switch hitter. Appreciate that again, Texas Buckeye. Yeah, we appreciate the likes. We're going to try to get to 300 likes if we can. Maybe 250 likes. Not the ones that we have, Ian. I mean, the one of them, we're frustrated with the battery because it dies too quickly, but we have some pretty good ones. We have one on every floor of our house. So, we like them, Ian, with the exception of one. The hand vac. That's a pain in the ass because the battery dies quickly. Cedric Mullins. Theoretically, he would be nice, but he's in division. He's going to cost a ransom, probably even more than Brian Reynolds. How many floors? 3, Nico. 3. 3 floors. I mean, they're great at yeah, they're good. The Dysons I have are good. One of them's really good for picking up stuff. Austin Meadows and Andrew Chafin. I mean, Chafin's a free agent. I'm not sure if Austin Meadows is he a free agent though, man. Let's see. Let's see if he's a free agent. I don't know if he is. Austin Meadows. So Major League Baseball. Out now he plays for the Tigers still. Well, let's go here. Austin Meadows. Contract. Let's check out his contract because the Yankees are looking for guys on the cheap with controllable seasons. So, he's a free agent in 2025, so he has 2 more years of team control. So it's $4.3 million for in 23 and whatever he's going to cost in 24. So that's pretty affordable. So, Fortrain, man, go get some rest, my man. Have a great night. Be sure to support Fortrain Express's channel. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. He's got great videos, great live streams. And appreciate you as always, brother Cameron. Keep up the good work, brother. Go get some rest. One in every crowd. We got 193 likes. All right. We're almost at 300. I mean, almost at 200 likes. We can get there. Try. Yeah, Gerald. Those things are pretty intense. 5 seconds, your hands are dry. You can go in there, they're soaking wet, and they're dry in 5 seconds. So, pretty incredible, actually. Pretty incredible. Yes, indeed. So, I mean, does anybody have an opinion on Eloy Jimenez from the White Sox? He's got a better batting average than most of these guys. Jarvis Henley, appreciate that, man. Appreciate the membership, brother. Appreciate the membership. Trevor Bauer situation playing, yeah. I mean, he's going to miss 2 years, so he's been suspended for 2 full seasons. Yeah, Eloy, I think, would be an intriguing possibility. He doesn't hit from the left-handed side, but he's a solid kid. He hits righties and lefties well. He's got a good arm in the outfield, and he's got, I think, 3 or 4 controllable seasons left. So that, um, that's value. That's value. Ramon Laureano from Oakland, he wouldn't be that expensive, Jimmy, but I think they're looking for a left-handed bat, and I think Laureano might be a righty. Are the White Sox willing to trade him? That's the question, Hayden. I don't know. I thought he'd be a decent fit to consider, at least. I mean, sometimes you got to reach out to the team and say, would you be willing to move this guy? But you got to present a good package immediately for them to even consider it. I don't see the point in calling a guy and saying, would you be willing to trade this guy? I would have an offer ready to go. Make it hard for them to say no, you know? Yeah, absolutely, Michael. And Baltimore's better than Boston right now. Bigger threat to a lot of teams. They missed the playoffs by 1 game, man. That stinks. Yeah, Marcell Ozuna. Laureano got suspended for popping, for juicing. And I think Marcell Ozuna got popping for like domestic abuse. So I would stay away from anybody that's connected to that that we know about. Yeah, they're playing the Giants, so we're going to see Correa right away. Rodon facing his former team. It's going to be pretty crazy. I think they get the roster down to 40. I don't know, Scangeli. They don't have to do it until before spring training starts. So they have plenty of time, and they're still going to make moves. So one way or another, I would love Randy Arozarena for the Yankees. He is a Yankee killer. This is for sure. I don't know if Tampa would ever trade him, but he's a Yankee killer. Yeah, we need. That's why exactly. We need another left-handed bat to kind of balance the heavy-duty right-handed hitting component. So I agree, J-Luck. I'm Brian Reynolds. I'm still my guy. He's my guy. Oakland, yeah, they moved Sean Murphy to the Braves the other day. Who else do they have to move? Really, they've got Blackburn, another starting pitcher, Laureano, and maybe what's his name? Kemp? Is it Troy Kemp? I think it's him. Eddie Rosario would be nice. Didn't he have surgery now on his eye? I think. I wanted him last offseason. Conforto's the best option if we can. Conforto's a good option if they can't make any trades. Yeah. Hopefully not Udall. I mean, we get the Lions tomorrow. I think the Lions are beatable. I like Mike White, but you got to make sure that he's healthy first. White's exciting to see. Yankees and trade partners will do best to make blockbuster trades. The Yankees' team exchange and let's play us 1 or 2 players. It's going to have to be that way, Ghost Rider, 100%. Yankees will give 2, 3, 4 guys for 1. And again, if that helps to clear roster spots and they're not going to play her anyway, then who cares? You know what I mean? Might as well. So, good contact hitter. Yeah, good contact hitter with some speed. And if he's a good contact hitter with some speed, that we can put him at leadoff and then have DJ bat second and then Judge third. I think it was foolish for analytics to have Judge leading off or Rizzo leading off. We need to have some kind of consistency 1 through 3 in this lineup. And I think that would be perfect to do it, like a leadoff and then DJ second as long as he's healthy, and then Judge third, and then blah right behind all those guys. Tony Kemp, that's right, Jimmy. No doubt about it, Roski. No doubt about it. We got to get him to compete with the freaking Astros. So, I like Cabrera too, Michael. And there's no doubt about it. They just gave him a huge extension. Nico. He opted back in, Opted back into his huge extension. So, he's not going anywhere, Arenado. Bills fans, welcome, Bills fans. All right. Go Bills, go Yanks, go Jets, go Giants. I saw an MLB Network about show proposal to trade Mullins, Glaber for Hendricks and Young. They crush it. Yeah, isn't that both pitchers? I don't see the point in that personally. I would go after Aaron Bummer. I don't think they need Liam Hendricks, and it's too expensive. So Tim LaCastro is okay. He's still Texas Buck, are you heading out of here? If you are, have a great night, my man. Thank you as always for everything, man. I appreciate you. Next Saturday night will be the members only live stream. So anybody who's a member, welcome to hop on. And everybody else could still watch anyway. So Conforto. Yeah, I mean, if I can't get any of these trades done, Conforto is worth looking at. So I've proposed IKF leading off for a long time, and people thought I was crazy. I want somebody who can run at the top of this lineup. And he's one of the better base runners they have on this team. Now we'll see who they get. Brian Reynolds can run. McCarthy can run. Like a lot of these guys can run. So, and to me, that's a perfect guy to have at the top of the lineup. Which, I mean, there's so much talk about him potentially opting out. I'm not even entertaining it until he opts out, and then we'll see what happens there. But he might opt out and negotiate a bigger deal with the Padres. So, Aaron, I'm a Jets fan, but I also follow the Giants and the Bills. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. He's getting old, though, if you can give them a big package. True, too. Islanders, all right, Rapari. Yeah, Varsho he's an appealing one. Trade proposal from Reynolds. I start with Jason Dominguez, and I'll probably add Everson Pereira. Probably Trey Sweeney. And like a pitching prospect of some sort. So anything that costs at least that. Rumors Cubs may send Ian Happ to Toronto. Why not Yanks? Toronto has a lot more payroll flexibility than the Yankees have right now, I think. So I think the Yankees are going to want somebody with more control. Happ is a free agent after this year. So they get somebody who has a lower salary on multiple years of control. It makes more sense for the Yankees. The best Yankee covered. I appreciate that. That's how we roll here, Simply Me. That's how we roll here, man. We don't brag about being real and blah, blah. We just tell it like it is. We want people to know that we keep it just 100% here. So, Texas, you're a legend. You're a legend. We'll wrap. I'll cut it at an hour. So we're at 48 minutes now. Soda from Detroit, I'm telling you, Jimmy, would be a nice one. I doubt there's any chance the Padres trade Manny, especially they're going to try to. They just brought in Xander Bogaerts, and they're going to want to ride this lineup and try to get to the World Series because they weren't far. They were not far. So, a lot of guys have low on base percentages, but again, he's second best hitter on the team, runners in scoring position. He's one of the best base runners on the team. So his on base percentage that's only one of the things. He puts the ball in play more than anybody else, whether it's a pop. He moves guys over. Like he does a lot of the things that don't attach itself to OBP or batting average or slugging and blah, blah, blah. Again, so he had defensive problems at shortstop, yes, which is why we're playing a third. But, unless they plan on trading him, he's on the cheap too. He's arbitration wise. So, but yeah, his on base percentage. I mean, it's he did a better job at moving guys over than most of the rest of the offense, unfortunately. So, and here's what it is. Dominguez, Florial, Sweeney, and AAA pitcher for runs. I would do that any day of the week, Jarvis. Any day of the week, baby. Hisai. Yeah, we need moves too, man. Believe me, I'm hoping that I'm hoping that Cashman pulls this trade off in like the next week or so. That would be nice. Wordfet's healthy, Nicholas, but we'll see if we see him at the major league level. They still have Higashioka. I wouldn't be surprised if they move him or Warfit. He's an expert pitch framer like Jose Trevino is, but he's also like a Hulk, and we're afraid he's going to get hurt too often. So we need somebody who can alternate with Trevino and stay healthy. And if he can stay healthy, I mean, he's as good pitch framer as Trevino is. So that's a huge plus. Huge plus. But I'm hoping to see him in spring training. What's that scene was offense? Yeah, I mean, the offense just fell apart in the second half of the season. It got exposed by good pitching too. So would I put Herman in a Reynolds trade? I would. Problem with that, Jimmy, is I think he's going to strike out less. But if he came to the Yankees, because people are not going to want to pitch to the guys behind them, so they're going to want to try to get this guy out. They're not going to try to pitch around and walk him and be cute. So they're going to have to go at this guy, and the more often people go at him, the better he hits. So I think a guy like Brian Reynolds would be a good fit at leadoff here. I do. Well, he's good. He's also a good fit here. He'll give the Yankees what they need, and that's the key. So I wouldn't hesitate to lead off Bader either, Mark. So I could do that too. Yeah, man, that's the thing. These guys have intangibles, man. Intangibles, Ghost Rider, the swing, the hustle. Exactly. These guys, it's just, you know, these are intangibles that a lot of Yankees don't have. Yeah, and he's one of these guys. Reynolds is a switch hitter, so it doesn't matter whether they're playing against a righty pitcher or a lefty pitcher. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So, Jamie, man, appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it very, very much, man. Thank you. Appreciate you hanging out with me on a Saturday night, too. Udo, man. Go take care of her, buddy. Go take care of her. Have a great night, my man. Mazel tov. Shabbat shalom, dude. Well, they're checking 2 or 3 outfielders from Arizona. Dalton Varsho, Jake McCarthy, and Alec Thomas. Brian Reynolds from the Pirates. And apparently Max Kepler from the Twins. So, and we're just hearing, rumblings about other other stuff. But again, none of these things have gained any traction yet. So, like one day we might just wake up and be like, the Yankees have acquired blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So, that's why I feel it's going to happen. We're going to wake up one morning and Cashman made some trade like he did last year with IKF and Donaldson. That came out of nowhere. So, that's what I think is going to happen, Gil. He might, Aaron, if he feels he can get more money, yeah. If we got Chisholm and another left batter for outfield, I'd be happy. And that would be crazy, Si. Chisholm is a very dynamic player. Yes, he does, Nick. He doesn't opt out after 23. Do we know Pittsburgh is even interested in Dominguez? They might be looking for a good young pick. You can give them both. And, they give them – I would give them what they want. But, again, this is what I'm saying. Like, we don't even know if they might be interested in Dominguez. But, yeah, people hype at him as the next Mantle and Trout. Wouldn't everybody be interested in him if he was that good? So, and that's the key. Like, just going to have to give him an offer they can't refuse, Gitmo. But I think that's a good point. Well, exactly. Billy, I appreciate that too. I don't put breaking news and then Yankees are interested in somebody or Yanks might do this. That's not breaking news. I don't do breaking news until the news is actually out. So, and like I said the other day, Heyman pointed out something, but I waited it to be backed up by like 3 or 4 different sources before I put out because he has a tendency to be unreliable sometimes and wrong. So I wait for things to be corroborated by multiple sources before I put it out as breaking news. I don't want to look foolish, man. So, but I appreciate that, Billy. Thank you. There's too many breaking news. Yankees might do this. Breaking news. Yankees are interested. Like, that's not breaking news. So we know that they're interested. Like it's just, but again, to each their own. Everybody does their own thing. That's just the way I roll, man. So I appreciate that, Billy. Second hand, yeah, I know, man. There's a lot of people happy he's not here. Correa. It sounds as if Judge is going to get the captain once he has their press conference and blah blah blah. So he's definitely tradable, Jamie. I wouldn't be surprised if they moved him, but we'll see. Pirates want young guys with many controllable years. Yeah, Herman, he could be part of it. Dominguez, at least 6 years of control. Any of those prospects the Yankees would give up has 6 years of control. Much more than Brian Reynolds. So, yes, you are, Lipari. Yes, you are. I can see him. When you're in green, you're a member. So I can definitely, and welcome, obviously, man. You're all welcome. Yeah, I love having the members, so I appreciate you. Just keep an eye out. You're going to get more members content. Why are we keeping Donaldson? They're trying to. They're trying to, Rafael. They really are. But it's hard for people to take terrible contracts. So it might take longer than we'd like. Reynolds does not have 6 years of control. He has 3. Of the guys that we would offer Pittsburgh would have 6 years of control. At least most of them. Reynolds is not a free agent until 2026. Steve, you go to the link in the description of my most recent video, and you'll see for access to perks, there's a link that takes you right to memberships. Excuse me. Yeah, man. All good, Nico. Yeah, I meant Michael K. Yeah, no kidding. Arson Judge, I don't know. I don't know who made that stupid name up, honestly. Oh, I love that scene, walking with the. You're all welcome. Was that after he popped the guy at the poker table? Allergies. Which is true. Fraction of a season with Oswaldo. Appreciate it. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, Oswaldo has a lot of developing to do still. He's still young. He'll get better. But he needs to develop more. We have to be patient with these guys too. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, Dominguez came with the hype so much, and then Oswaldo Cabrera, who nobody ever heard about, made it to the majors before he did. So it's just the way that people develop up every level. It's a different progression for everybody. So, and if you're that good, you'll transition smoothly. So that's why, Volpe looks special. So that's why Oswald Peraza is up here too. So we'll see. But the Yankees will need a third baseman next year. So if Machado becomes an option, maybe they'll consider him too. Maybe Donaldson can get a mysterious Ellsbury. Yeah. Imagine that. Was Arson Judge a blooper? Yeah, whatever. People, are going crazy over the Arson Judge thing, which is nuts, but Tampa and spring since family there. I took my mom for her 60th birthday quite a few years ago to Tampa. We went to 2 or 3 spring training games. It was really cool. It's the first time we'd either been there. It was really, really cool. So I'm not sure if Machado's going to happen. I wouldn't even worry about him right now. We have no idea. Can we get Elon Musk as our owner? No, thank you. Hard pass on Musk. He can definitely afford it, though. So Pirates hate losing trades. They might have to give up. They might have to give up Trevino. They might. They really might. I would add Trevino to a Brian Reynolds trade if it meant we can keep somebody like Oswald Peraza. Heck yeah. Peraza, Cabrera, yeah, they're all around 20, 21. Dominguez is 18 or 19. 19, I think. Yep. We need an assistant hitting coach. Our third base coach we still have, Aiden Mel Rojas. There is zero chance that they land O'Neal Cruz by himself, and I think less than zero chance they get O'Neal Cruz and Brian Reynolds. I don't think Cruz is going anywhere. No way. Winter meetings in Tampa would be awesome there, Buckeye. uh, well, he's being hyped as this much, Wesley, but he's slowed down with his progression. So that's the problem. We can't. It's dangerous to attach that much hype to a player. He's good and all, but he's got to show us more. Beltran as an assistant hitting. Interesting one. Interesting one. Very interesting one. Devers, I think the Yankees are going to, I mean, the Red Sox are going to lock him up or trade him for a haul. And I can't see him being traded to the Yankees. So, yeah, left-handed. Spencer Jones, Joey. They just drafted him in the first round out of Vanderbilt last year. He was the 25th pick, Joey. And they're tabbing him as the left-handed Aaron Judge. His stats are almost identical to Judge's in college. So, be crazy. Would fire Boone and Cashman. I don't know if he would do that. He'd fire Boone and Cashman if they were bad-mouthing him. So he can't take being criticized. Man, Hicks to the moon. Bernie would be an interesting one. You got an interesting one, yeah. Bernie. I didn't think about Bernie. Well, exactly, too, Joe. Plenty of fire two players have been total flops. Yeah, yes, he will, Rusty. He'll be a free agent, but I don't know if he's going to make it to free agency. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, exactly, John. I mean, I would do this most of the time, too. Ozzie. Talking about Ozzie Smith? Tom? Ozzie Smith was one of the best center fielders. Shortstops I've ever seen. Reducing to 40-man, probably Albert Abreu, Estevan Florial, at least those two, and someone else. I could see Higgy getting moved if Rortvedt if they can confirm he's healthy, then I could see him being moved. Oh, I've reached it. Oh, I have. Okay. Does Dominguez play center field? Yeah, they brought him up as a center fielder, but he's going to project as a corner outfielder. I think he's big. He's a big boy. So I know they're working hard to get rid of Donaldson and Hicks, so we'll see what happens there. But let me wrap it up and let you guys and gals go. We're going on an hour, so that's what we know right now in terms of the excuse me, God, allergies. The Yankees left field situation. And some water. That's what we know about the situation right now. So it's going to be really interesting to see whether they trade or sign somebody. Now that we have our co-ace Rodon in the books, Ozzie Gant, I would stay. Ozzie Gant is a little. He puts his foot in his mouth a little too much. So Ozzie and Harriet. Dominguez for Reynolds, I would do all day. It's going to cost more than Dominguez, but I lead a package with him. I said that Reynolds is the finished product of what we want Dominguez to be. So they're all good, long man. Everybody's good over here, bro. New ball, everybody's good, man. They run the show. Everybody's healthy, so I appreciate you asking, man. Yeah, they got to finish, man. They got to finish this offseason out and get somebody who's going to make a difference in the outfield. So we'll see what happens. But I'll fill you in on it. Go have a great night, everybody. Thanks so much for coming on and spending time with us on Saturday night. Hit the like button, please, on the way out, if you don't mind. It's greatly appreciated and greatly helpful to the channel. Maybe we can get to 300 likes Kimbrel, I would pass on. Craig Kimbrel, he's not doing it in the American League, so I'd keep him in the National League. He got moved off from the Dodgers closing job, so I pass on him. Like you alluded in earlier video, race paying. Yeah, it's probably going to be something like that. And they call 5 for 2 or 4 for 1 or something like that to get down to 40. But stay well, everybody. Peace and love, all years. I appreciate yous. Over now. Love you, gang.